This is quite possibly the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Look, it is working here. What's up, people? I'm Xogue, back on Clevercraft. Today, we are going to do a little bit of digging. But before we get into exactly what we're going to do soon, I want to get into what I've already done. And first of all, we're going to do this, and we're actually going to get our Haste 2 going. So we should get our Haste 2 here. There's the Haste 2, and our other things are going to run out. Speed and regen are going to run out. There we go. Which is fine, because it's a thing. Down here, you can kind of see this is a little bit of a thing. I don't want to go too far, because I got to climb out of here now. But currently, I've left it open. All right, and as you can see, I have been starting the decoration of the floor of this thing down here. I haven't gotten very far because it does require a huge amount of gravel and sand. I have a lot of sand. I don't have a lot of gravel. And pretty soon, we're going to run out of bone meal to color this concrete white. But it is a good thing, because if you realize and think about it for a second, when you make concrete, you get the concrete powder. And in contact with water is when it turns into actual concrete. Good thing I'm building underwater, because that means I don't have to convert all of the concrete before I use it. I can just place it down where it goes and we're all good to go. It's pretty cool. So it's one of the first times that I've made concrete powder and actually used it as is. Even though it gets converted, that's when I use it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Moving on. I've also made a sugarcane farm. This is obviously a manual farm. It's not going to be very productive. Eventually we'll have an automatic one, but this is going to allow us to get a little bit of sugarcane so we can get a little bit of paper and therefore convert our things into rockets, which I've already done another batch of, and yeah, stuff and everything. Now, down here is what I wanted to show you. I did a little bit of work, okay? Initially, the way I'm getting out is with ender pearls, but I have made this switch. I've turned this switch into... Well, it's a lever at the moment. We're going to leave it open. And we're going to go down. And this is what I've done so far. It's not much, but this is the landing pad that we're going to run with. Now, what I need to do is do digging. I need to dig a bunch. And I want to go in the western direction. Okay? And we're going to have a hallway that is this big. This is going to be the hallway that's going to lead into the spawner room, because we're doing a mob farm today. I didn't actually tell you that, but we're going to do a little bit of a mob farm type dealio thing today. And right now, I don't know about lighting solutions, so we're just going to light it up like that. But what I want to do is go straight into the top, and then we're going to have a stairway that's going to go down and around. Now, the style of mob farm we're going to do, well, it's going to be a lot of digging. And I don't know how we're going to design it yet. I'm still thinking about that one, but I do want to go basically straight out a bunch. Not a huge amount. And there is a cave. I think that is... The cave actually goes here, I believe. Yes. Right down here is a spawner. Look at this. These are the spawners. So what I want to do is I need to make sure I'm going in a direction that's going to be away from them. Because I can't currently... I don't know, I could include them into the design, I suppose. And as you can see, my pick is just about dead. Now, I was talking about these guys and how I wanted to go away from them. And I was thinking about including them in the design for the mob farm and just have them drop on top of the top platform or one of the platforms or something. But I figured it would have been a little complicated to actually make that work. It would have required some organization that I wasn't really willing to do. So we're not going to worry about that. I don't want to break them, but for now they're definitely going to stay lit up. If I have a mob farm, I don't need them. It is a double spawner, but it is only a double spawner. If you're not aware, we have increased the dungeons on the server, which means a double is not really all that rare anymore. Triples are easy enough to find. Quadruples are pretty rare, and a fiver, a penta, is really difficult to, really difficult to find, apparently. But if we take a look down here, my pick is almost broken because I've been digging this out down here. And this guy, there's a guy already spawned down here. And he's trying to get to me. You're dead now. And I have my little staircase here. This staircase is actually going to be... Oh, there's another one. Ow. Ow. This staircase is going to stay here. It's going to be an actual thing, but it's going to be decorated. This whole thing is going to be decorated. It's going to take a little while to get that going, and for now I want to get it functional. I think today our only real goal is going to be to get it functional, but as you can see, my pick is almost gone. So we need to go and repair this guy, which is going to require a trip to the Ender. But what I'm going to do is continue digging. I don't know how far down I'm going to go. Right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spawning platforms. I kind of want more than that, and it's not taking too long to get there either. It's really not taking a huge amount of time, which is good because that means I can do a few more. This design is not one... This is probably a pretty common design, but I saw it from Iskal's design. He did a creeper farm that was a design like this that had trapdoors on the ceiling. We're not going to have the trapdoors because what trapdoors do, if you don't know, they do prevent the spawning of skeletons and zombies since they are 2 blocks tall. Creepers are 1.8 blocks tall, and trapdoors, therefore, can only allow creeper spawns underneath them. That's how you get a creeper-only farm. But we want everything. Well, I want everything. So we're going to skip the trapdoor part of that, and therefore I get everything, and I'll get the rotten flesh, I'll get the bones, I'll get the gunpowder, I'll get everything except Enderman. We won't get those. We need to make sure we have room, and not room, but we have some kind of something that will allow us to get the spiders as well. We want to knock the spiders off the edge. Hopefully we can do that. I think with water sources in the corners we can do that. And we can make it, we can have a collection plate that's similar, not similar, but easy enough to collect the spiders as well. And that way we'll get the string and spider eyes as well. I think this will work out pretty well, but I do need to do a lot more digging. Designing, like I said, will come later. I want to do it now. I want to do it so bad. I want to get it done. I might replace these guys with, I'm thinking these guys are going to be jungle slabs. And the outside walls are probably going to be stone brick because we get a lot of stone and it's a lot easier to do stone brick in the walls. And then we'll maybe do some like lines, maybe strips of white concrete around the outside. I think that'd be pretty cool. And it actually adds in the above ground design like this, but with an added underground element being the stone brick, the gray of underground that you normally get, but it looks better. Stone brick looks a lot better. So I think that's probably the design we're going to go for. But I don't know if I'm going to have enough time. We're going to see. We're going to see because it is a lot. Look, we're already getting spawns. This is great. This is fantastic. I do need to make sure everything's lit up because this one single solitary torch in the middle is not really doing it so well. But I can defend against those guys. That's not a problem. I can kill them as I go. It'll be okay. But we do have haste going, so it's not going to take too long. However, I do need to take some time and go to the Ender to repair this thing. Now, one of my plans before too long, once this guy gets up and operational, I want to have it so I can go into an XP mode for our grinder. Where am I going? I don't need to go over here. I want to go into an XP mode for our grinder because... Can I make it all the way? Boom. Perfect. Because that way I have somewhere over here that hopefully will be super powerful and allow us to get and repair our tools and items from XP, which is really all I really need. The XP itself isn't all that big of a deal. But yeah, there's also been a lot of work done in here in the Nether. As you can see, there's roads here. There's an ice path going over there. We got some stairs going right here, which is really kind of cool. Exit portal. We got the Mesa and Xogue's base. I didn't put that sign in there, so I'm going to have to change the sign perhaps. My base is right there marked by torches for anybody who's watching this. Bat cave, a blaze spawner. Yeah, so we got some stuff going. Blaze spawner. It's a thing. It's being worked on. But let me go ahead all the way to... I guess that's the end. And that's... Look at this. Stuff's happening. Stuff is totally happening. This is really good. I like it. I like it. But I'm pretty sure this is the end portal. think. I don't see fire anymore. I think this is the end. Is it the end? Maybe it's not the end. I'm going to have to look around a little bit. I think it is. Portal to... This portal goes to Hazard's base. Okay. If you go straight, it does something else. Yeah, I think this is the end. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive this is the end. I think so. Well, we're going to have to find out. I'm going to find the Ender. I'm going to go repair all my gear. I'm going to keep digging. And pretty soon we're going to start working on the actual logistics of the thing and how to make it turn on and off and what exactly is going to happen. I was right. This is the end. Sweet. So here's where we're at now. Check it out. Look, I got the water down here. We're going to go head down. I got a little staircase here. Oh! I made this 2 blocks because I was a little bit of a dummy and spiders couldn't go off the 1 block. So if you put a water source directly in the middle of these levels right here, they will flow all the way to the edge. But I only had a 1 block gap between the edge here and the wall. So I had to increase that for the purpose of spiders. Spiders would not have fallen all the way down in that case. And right now, as it stands, they will kind of climb the walls. It'll reduce the effectiveness a little bit. But overall, they should fall into the water. Once they're in the water, they're going to be pulled away from the wall and then therefore can't be really climbing the wall. So we should be okay. Now, in the center, down where we're going to kill them, they can climb the walls, which is going to be a problem, but they can only get so high. They'll eventually fall back down and kind of do what they got to do in order to die. So they shouldn't have any problems. But anyway, so I have the staircase down here. Let me put a torch there. And this goes all the way down below the area. This is basically where we're going to kill and store all the drops. This is right over one of the dungeons. I just have to clean things up. I did break a zombie spawner, so that's the thing. It is what it is. There's plenty in the world, so we're going to be okay. But this is right below the kill chamber. Basically, we're going to have a 2-block drop because nothing that spawns in here is going to be taller than 2 blocks, so they're going to be able to fall right on top of each other without any problem. We're going to have a layer of magma, what is it called? The magma, I guess, the magma blocks here, which is a 3x3, so 9 magma blocks right here at the 3rd block down. Below that, we're going to have hopper mine carts, and below that, we're going to have hoppers. So this whole area needs to be mined out. And then down below even further is where we're going to have storage, and eventually we're going to have, you know, the sorting systems and everything once we get a bunch of iron. I don't really have enough iron for all those hoppers right now, but we will eventually get that. For now, it's just going to be a multitude of chests storing everything that we need. And we're also going to need some kind of overflow, you know, to basically destroy all the drops that are extra, because we don't want to cause any problems with loaded entities on the server. So we're going to go ahead and do that kind of a thing, which we're going to get to in a minute. But before we do, I wanted to show you the up area of this. The up area is basically just access to the on-off switch. It's all it's going to be. We have basically, we're going to activate it, turn it on and off from the top. And that's mainly because I don't want to have to go all the way to the bottom just to turn it on or off. If I want this thing, if I need more drops for any reason, I want to be able to turn it on and off easily. So what that means is we are actually using a different design than Iskall, like I mentioned earlier in the episode. The water sources are different. It's just water. You can always figure out how to get the center point in water. It's fine. It's not going to be a big deal. Hopefully you understand enough what that is. But it's a little bit different from Iskall because I believe he activated his from below from down below. We're going to activate ours from the top. And what that means is we basically go down in the center and we lay this guy down and we give me these guys. So we're going to have, number 1, we're going to have this guy, which is, actually, this is going to aim upwards. That's exactly how I needed it, actually. And then we're going to go down. Let me pick you up. And then we're going to go down. And then we're going to have you faced straight downward. And then we're going to do one more thing right here and put a water bucket in here. So there's one. And then we're just going to keep doing the exact same setup here. Okay? Let me pick this guy back up again. Go down 1. Place this guy. Put in a water bucket. and then place this guy, and then go down one. And basically, we're just going to keep this process going all the way until we get to the bottom of this little thingamajig here. Now, I was testing this a little bit, and it seems that sometimes the water doesn't get picked up or placed. But in reality, that's not the biggest deal. I get a little bit of lag here because all the water stuff. It's not the biggest deal, and it's actually good if some are reversed. And they do usually kick back in sometimes. And there's, you know, a zombie, for example, who's going to go down there and die. It's good that some of them are out and some of them aren't. And the main reason for that is because that way we're always going to get more constant mobs, basically. We don't have to wait until the next full iteration in order to get some. We're just going to go ahead and, you know, do so. Oh, the lag. And it's just going to keep on going and going and going. Now, if we go on all the way down here, I've set up something else for the bottom for collection of things. Okay? We've already gotten some of this stuff down in here. Some torches and everything. But basically, we only needed the one hopper minecart going directly underneath the magma blocks on top of hoppers here, which are leading directly into this chest. Over there, you see a redstone block and this redstone block, which are powering the powered rails that is making the minecart go. And that's all we really have down here. It's really not that complicated. As soon as one of these guys picks up an item, as soon as this guy picks up an item, it's immediately pulled out by whatever hopper it's over top of. So it's going to be able to keep up, no problem. We are going to need a lot more storage, though. But that is the system. Hopefully our minecart doesn't break. We do have a way to get down here in order to, you know, double check everything. But we should be good to go as far as that is concerned. Now, the only thing we really have to do is get the timing set up. We need to get timing in here for the top area. Now, I've already started setting up something about this as well. If we can go up top here. Nope. This is kind of how I get out of this place. For now, until I come up with some kind of exit strategy. But I'm in water. Nah. Over the sugarcane and over to my timing circuit. Now, this is my timing circuit. This is something I came up with. Except for this. This is a silent, pistonless, hopperless T flip-flop. You see, it's off now. As soon as this ticks again, tick-tock, 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 boom! Now it's on. And it just kind of works out like that. So what's happening is basically, you guys have seen this kind of a situation before. This is basically, it's decreasing the redstone level by 1 every time it circles. Every time it goes through 2 pieces of redstone, it decreases it by 1, which goes back into the circle and goes down 1 more. And then down 1 more. Until the redstone power is down to 0. In which case, 0 is being entered into here, which this torch turns on and activates this side, as well as all the way down into this side, both at the same time. If I remove this or the other side, you'll actually get extra little flashes. As you can see here, boom. Okay, that didn't actually flash. Are you going to work now? Are you going to prove me wrong just because that's a thing? Actually, down here. Let's take a look down here to see if this flashes. Because this is the part that matters because it's going into this guy. It didn't even flash. We don't need it. We don't need this line, apparently. That didn't work before. I don't know. So that's the thing. We apparently don't need it, but I'm probably going to put it in anyway. And then I was talking all kinds of gibberish. Doesn't matter. But then it goes into this guy, so it's on or off. And it stays on or off for an extended period of time, long enough for either mobs to spawn or mobs to... I just thought of something else that I got to explain here in a minute. Either mobs to spawn or mobs to be pushed off the edge. Okay? So the problem is that I need to be able to turn this guy off. And I can't really do that too much. I guess it's okay if mobs spawn down there. I'm never really going to go into that room onto the spawn platforms. But let me tell you what I was talking about. My idea that I did have was, if we go over here, I only have one ender pearl left. I need to make sure I have at least one before I leave. What I was going to do, my idea for stopping the spawning on these platforms was to have all of them spew out water. Because obviously when water is out, mobs cannot spawn on them. Right? But now they're reversed. Which is good in some cases, but now I can't do that because when some of them have water out, some of them don't, which means mobs will spawn on those other ones that don't, which would still effectively turn it off, and we would get slow amounts of things, such as spiders that walk off the edge, or we would get slow amount of materials and mob drops if spiders, you know, walk off the edge like that, or any other creatures. But it wouldn't be a lot. I think we'd be able to keep up, and it wouldn't really crash the server. So it's okay if they spawn, and that'll be fine. So what I need to do is actually take our little timer circuit up there and move it up to here. Fit it in here somehow, so that way it works out and turns itself on and off. And what I'm going to do, let's see if I can get out of here again before I go ahead and just add this thing in real quick. I need to go get some more ender pearls because I'm running out of them. Totally running out of ender pearls, but that's fine. We're going to go over here. And basically, all I'm going to do in order to turn this guy off is just add a lever somewhere. Like I can even add a lever right here. And this won't decrement? Is that a word? Is it decrement? Is that the word? I don't know. But it won't, basically the redstone signal won't go down because it's constantly powered, right? And if we turn it off, it'll go back to, you know, reducing one every whatever. So I just have to throw a lever on it somewhere to keep it powered. And by doing so, it will force it to stop. And therefore, it won't push mobs off the edge anymore. Which is the bottom line. And therefore, the farm would be turned off. Which is good in cases where we're getting, I don't know, an influx of items that can't be sifted or sorted or whatever. Or if we just have enough of them that we don't need anymore. But what I need to do now is actually move this setup down below on top of the thing like I was talking about. And after that, it's functional. Should be functional. I do need to add a bunch of chests and hoppers and things. But which for now is going to be very quick and dirty. Not going to be very good. 4 or 5 double chests worth and, you know, the hoppers to go with it. But I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be all right. Let me go ahead and move this stuff over there. And I'll see you back here in a bit. This is quite possibly the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Look, it is working here, right? It was just off, now it's on, and now it's going to wait long enough, just like it should, and then it'll turn off, and all the buckets will go. And yes, there's still some frame lag from all of the water updates. It is a thing, you just got to deal with it till it stops. But if I go down to the bottom here, that changes. Look at this. What is happening? I don't understand what changes in this. I don't get it. And of course there's a spider down here as well. I don't... What is happening? What the crap? As soon as I go high enough, it stops and it starts to work again. Nope, still not high enough yet. Now I'm high enough. No, I'm not. Nope, still not high enough. There's somewhere around here where it stops breaking. I don't understand what is happening. Kind of like halfway doing it now. So it's like right here, but as soon as I go back and look at it, it works fine. You can hear it still picking it up. I think it's an issue with the observer blocks. I think my clock is fine. It's really weird. I don't know what's going on with this thing. We're going to have to figure out a different clock or something. I'm not sure. We're going to let it go for a while just to see what happens. We're just going to see what kind of drops we get from this thing. We're not going to check it out in this episode. We're going to wait until next episode, actually. I'll tell you what, though. I've only been over here very, 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 very short period of time. And I've been in the area. So if we have anything, I'll be surprised. Okay, that's how little I'm expecting. But, okay. All right, so we have a couple of gunpowder. That's like one of the biggest things there that I really, really want is gunpowder. And I know, creeper only farm, blah de blah de blah. That's what Iscal did, blah de blah. People tell me that all the time. But and I want everything else too. I'd like the bones. I'd like to have bones. I'd like to have string, you know, things like that. So I don't know. We're going to have to play with this. I know, all the frame lag. I know, it's a thing. But yeah, that is about all the time I have for the episode. So I hope you found it at least interesting. If you have any suggestions, feel free to let me know what they are. And we'll look into changing them. If you know why this setup is happening, then definitely let me know, because logically it shouldn't. Logically that issue should not be an issue. And if we stay up here long enough, we should actually get spawns down below as well. On the lower levels. We're far enough away on the lower levels. There are 9 levels. It is a thing. I don't know. I know we can make it work. We can find a way to make this system work. But I feel like it should already work. We shouldn't have to make it work because it should already be working. In any case, I'm going to go ahead and make sure this area is lit up just so we don't get any spawns up here. I don't know, we're gonna see in the next episode. We're gonna do some stuff. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna do some stuff or not. Still a few people left online. I don't know. We're just gonna have to see. Just gonna have to see. But if you like the video, hit the like button and subscribe to see more. Thank you for watching. Do what you do, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.